Welcome. Today, we're diving into the concept of repair and deduct. If you're a tenant or landlord, understanding this term is crucial. It refers to a legal right in many places that allows tenants to address certain repair issues themselves and subtract the cost from their rent. This process is designed to protect tenants when landlords fail to make necessary repairs. Throughout this video, we'll break down what qualifies for repair and deduct, how the process works, and what both tenants and landlords should keep in mind. Let's start by understanding the basics of this important tenant right. The term repair and deduct means that a tenant can arrange for certain repairs to be made in their rental unit and then deduct the cost from their rent payment. This right is typically triggered when a landlord fails to fix a problem that affects the habitability of the property, such as plumbing, heating, or safety issues. Not every repair qualifies, and there are usually limits on how much can be deducted. Understanding the definition helps tenants know when and how they can use this right effectively. Repair and deduct rights are established by local and state laws. These laws are designed to ensure that rental properties remain safe and livable. If a landlord neglects their responsibility to maintain the property, tenants may have the legal right to step in. However, the specifics can vary widely depending on where you live. Some states have detailed statutes outlining the process, while others may not recognize this right at all. Always check your local laws before taking action. Tenants can typically use the repair and deduct remedy only when the landlord has failed to address a serious issue after being notified. The problem must usually affect the health or safety of the tenant, such as broken heating in winter or a leaking roof. Minor cosmetic issues generally do not qualify. The tenant must also give the landlord reasonable time to fix the problem before taking action. This ensures fairness and gives landlords a chance to resolve the issue themselves. Not all repairs are covered by repair and deduct laws. Qualifying repairs usually involve essential services or safety concerns. For example, fixing a broken furnace in the middle of winter, repairing a leaking roof, or addressing a plumbing issue that prevents the use of water. Cosmetic repairs, like painting walls or fixing small holes, typically do not qualify. Understanding what counts as a qualifying repair is key to using this right correctly. It's important to know what repairs do not qualify for the repair and deduct process. Generally, repairs that are purely cosmetic or do not affect the habitability of the property are excluded. This includes things like repainting, fixing minor cracks, or replacing worn carpet. Attempting to use repair and deduct for these issues could result in disputes with your landlord or even legal trouble. Always focus on repairs that impact health and safety. Before using the repair and deduct option, tenants are usually required to notify their landlord in writing about the needed repair. This notice should clearly describe the problem and request that it be fixed within a reasonable timeframe. Keeping a copy of this communication is important in case there are disputes later. Proper notification is a critical step in the process and helps protect the tenant's rights. After receiving notice, landlords are typically given a reasonable amount of time to make the necessary repairs. What counts as reasonable can depend on the severity of the issue. For urgent problems, like no heat in winter, the time frame may be very short. For less critical issues, landlords may have more time. If the landlord does not act within this period, the tenant may then proceed with repair and deduct. Most laws place limits on how much a tenant can deduct from their rent for repairs. This is often capped at a certain percentage of the monthly rent or a specific dollar amount. The goal is to prevent tenants from making excessive deductions and to keep the process fair for both parties. Always check your local regulations to know the exact limits that apply in your area. Proper documentation is essential when using repair and deduct. Tenants should keep all receipts, invoices, and records related to the repair. Taking photos before and after the work is completed can also help prove the necessity and quality of the repair. This documentation will be important if there are any disputes with the landlord or if legal action becomes necessary. When arranging repairs, tenants should hire a qualified and licensed professional. Using a reputable contractor ensures the work is done safely and up to code. Some laws may require that only licensed professionals perform certain types of repairs, especially those involving electrical, plumbing, or structural work. This protects both the tenant and landlord from future problems. Once the repair is completed, the tenant pays the contractor directly. The amount paid should be reasonable and reflect the market rate for the work performed. Overpaying or choosing unnecessarily expensive solutions could lead to disputes with the landlord. Always keep receipts and be prepared to justify the cost if questioned. After paying for the repair, the tenant can deduct the cost from their next rent payment. It's important to provide the landlord with copies of all receipts and a written explanation of the deduction. This transparency helps avoid misunderstandings and keeps the process professional. Make sure the deduction does not exceed the legal limit. A repair and deduct letter should clearly state the repair that was needed, the steps taken to notify the landlord, the amount spent, and the amount being deducted from rent. Including copies of receipts and photos is helpful. This letter serves as an official record and can be used as evidence if disputes arise. After receiving a repair and deduct notice, landlords may respond in several ways. They might accept the deduction, dispute the necessity or cost of the repair, or claim the tenant did not follow proper procedures. Open communication and clear documentation are key to resolving any disagreements. If a dispute cannot be settled, legal action may be necessary. Using repair and deduct carries some risks for tenants. If the repair does not qualify, or if the tenant does not follow the correct process, the landlord may claim the rent is unpaid and begin eviction proceedings. Tenants should always ensure they meet all legal requirements and keep thorough records to protect themselves. Landlords also face risks if they ignore repair requests. Tenants may legally deduct repair costs, and repeated failures to maintain the property can lead to fines or lawsuits. It's in the landlord's best interest to address repair issues promptly and maintain open communication with tenants. Habitability refers to the basic living conditions that a rental property must meet. This includes working plumbing, heating, safe electrical systems, and a structure free from hazards. If a property falls below these standards, tenants may have the right to use repair and deduct. Both tenants and landlords should understand what habitability means in their area. Common habitability issues include broken heating or air conditioning, plumbing leaks, electrical hazards, pest infestations, and structural problems like a leaking roof. These issues can make a property unsafe or uncomfortable to live in. Addressing them quickly is essential for both tenant well-being and landlord compliance. Tenants also have responsibilities when it comes to repairs. They must keep the property clean and avoid causing damage. If a repair is needed due to tenant negligence or misuse, the landlord is not responsible for fixing it. Tenants should report problems promptly and cooperate with repair efforts. Landlords are legally required to maintain their properties in a habitable condition. This includes making timely repairs to essential systems and addressing safety hazards. Failing to do so can result in legal consequences and financial penalties. Landlords should respond quickly to repair requests and keep records of all maintenance activities. If repair and deduct is not an option, tenants may have other remedies. These can include reporting the issue to local housing authorities, withholding rent, or even breaking the lease in severe cases. Each option comes with its own risks and requirements, so tenants should seek legal advice before proceeding. When disagreements arise over repairs, mediation can be a helpful tool. Many communities offer free or low-cost mediation services to help tenants and landlords reach an agreement. This process is often faster and less expensive than going to court, and it can preserve the landlord-tenant relationship. If mediation fails, tenants and landlords can take their dispute to small claims court. This is a legal venue for resolving financial disagreements, such as disputes over repair costs or rent deductions. Both parties should bring all relevant documentation, including receipts, photos, and written communications. Using repair and deduct can sometimes strain the relationship between tenants and landlords. Open communication and mutual respect are essential to maintaining a positive rental experience. Whenever possible, try to resolve issues amicably before resorting to legal remedies. Each state has its own rules regarding repair and deduct. Some states allow it for a wide range of repairs, while others restrict its use or don't allow it at all. It's important to research the laws in your state or consult with a local attorney to understand your rights and obligations. In addition to state laws, some cities and counties have their own regulations about repair and deduct. These local rules may provide additional protections or impose extra requirements. Always check both state and local laws before taking action. Some lease agreements include specific clauses about repairs and deductions. These clauses may outline the process, set limits, or even prohibit repair and deduct altogether. Always read your lease carefully and understand what it says about repairs before signing or taking action. Insurance can play a role in repair and deduct situations. If the repair is related to damage covered by insurance, either the landlord's or tenant's policy may help pay for the cost. Always notify your insurance provider about major repairs and check your policy for coverage details. Good record keeping is essential for both tenants and landlords. Keep copies of all communications, receipts, and photos related to repairs. Organize these documents in a safe place so they are easy to access if needed. Proper records can make all the difference in resolving disputes. Tenants sometimes make mistakes when using repair and deduct, such as failing to notify the landlord, not keeping receipts, or deducting too much from rent. Landlords may also err by ignoring repair requests or not responding in writing. Being aware of these common pitfalls can help both parties avoid unnecessary conflict. Tenants should always communicate in writing, keep detailed records, and follow all legal requirements. Before using repair and deduct, Try to resolve the issue directly with the landlord. If you must proceed, document every step and stay within the law. These best practices help protect your rights and avoid disputes. Landlords should respond promptly to repair requests, keep clear records, and maintain open communication with tenants. Addressing issues quickly not only keeps tenants happy, but also reduces the risk of legal problems. Being proactive and organized is the best way to manage repair and deduct situations. Property managers often act as intermediaries between tenants and landlords. They are responsible for coordinating repairs, communicating with both parties, and ensuring that all legal requirements are met. A good property manager can help prevent misunderstandings and keep the rental process running smoothly. Tenant advocacy groups can provide valuable support and information about repair and deduct rights. These organizations often offer free resources, legal advice, and assistance with navigating disputes. If you're unsure about your rights, reaching out to a local tenant group can be a helpful first step. Legal aid organizations can help tenants and landlords understand their rights and responsibilities. These groups may provide free or low-cost legal services, especially for low-income individuals. If you're facing a complex repair and deduct situation, legal aid can be an invaluable resource. Before signing a lease, carefully review all clauses related to repairs and deductions. Make sure you understand what is required of both parties and what remedies are available if problems arise. If anything is unclear, ask for clarification or seek legal advice before committing. Clear and respectful communication is key to resolving repair issues. Always put requests and responses in writing, and keep a record of all interactions. Being polite and professional can help prevent misunderstandings and keep the rental relationship positive. A typical repair and deduct timeline starts with the tenant notifying the landlord in writing. The landlord is then given a set period to fix the problem. If the repair is not made, the tenant arranges for the repair, pays the contractor, and deducts the cost from the next rent payment. Each step should be documented to avoid disputes. Having a checklist can help tenants stay organized during the repair and deduct process. Key items include a copy of the written notice to the landlord, photos of the problem, receipts from the contractor, and a written explanation of the deduction. Keeping these documents together makes it easier to resolve any disputes that may arise. To sum up, repair and deduct is a valuable right for tenants when used correctly. It allows tenants to address serious repair issues if the landlord fails to act, but it comes with strict requirements and potential risks. Both tenants and landlords should understand the process, keep thorough records, and communicate clearly to avoid disputes. If you're unsure about your rights or face a complicated repair and deduct situation, it's wise to seek legal advice. An attorney or legal aid organization can help you understand your options and avoid costly mistakes. Don't hesitate to reach out for help if you need it. There are many resources available for tenants and landlords who want to learn more about repair and deduct. Local housing authorities, tenant advocacy groups, and legal aid organizations can provide guidance and support. Online resources and government websites are also helpful for finding up-to-date information. Repair and deduct is a powerful tool for tenants, but it must be used responsibly. By understanding the rules, keeping good records, and communicating openly, both tenants and landlords can ensure a safe and fair rental experience. Remember, the goal is to maintain a habitable home and a positive relationship. Thank you for joining us to learn about repair and deduct. We hope this information helps you navigate your rights and responsibilities as a tenant or landlord. Stay informed, stay organized, and remember that good communication is the key to a successful rental experience.